Something very strange is going on. And it's not just the Bitcoin Gold fork or the SegWit2x fork or the strange Bittrex Anomaly affecting the price of Bitcoin and all the altcoins. We have the US government thinking about blockchain delivery. We have the US government thinking about different blockchain legal definitions. And we have the Trump administration planning to establish blockchain-based national identity systems. At the same time, while the IMF could issue its own international cryptocurrency to replace the US dollar as the global world reserve currency, the Dubai government is placing its entire land registry on the blockchain. And Dubai has the intention to issue their own state cryptocurrency as well. So what's happening to money in this world? What's about to happen to money in this world? And are there any clues on the cover of the Economist or the endless ongoings of Reddit? Let's discuss. Hey everybody, I'm Gary Palmer Jr., you're you, and together we are minting coins. So there's a lot happening in this world. I've been MIA for a couple days, really focusing on the bread and butter and keeping food on the table. But with that being said, I have this addiction to just creating videos and learning about Bitcoin and blockchain technology and sharing that information with you. And if you want to be part of that excitement and be part of what it is that we're building over here, then I encourage you to go to mintingcoins.com, sign up for an account. If you want a free account, just make the account, contact me, and then I'll set your account up for free, so you don't even need to pay the $10 a year that the website currently has listed at face value. I'm looking to grow this community, build this community, and then as we have more people, then later on down the line, after there's a couple hundred people or a couple thousand people, then we can start accepting more of that those donations, help us increase our services, our resources, and our ability to bring you this information and to help let you know what's happening and what's going on. And with that, there's a lot going on. There's a ton going on that I think you need to know about. There's a ton going on that I think you really want to know about. So with that being said, let's take a quick peek at the market, look around over there, go into the news, and let's discuss. So starting over here at coinmarketcap.com, we're living in a world where there's over 1,157 different cryptocurrencies, and we have a total market capitalization of $155.5 billion. The 24-hour trading volume has kicked up since where we were seeing it, the past couple days ago, last week, where it was at $2 or $3 billion in the past 24 hours. We're now at $4.4 billion traded in the past 24 hours, and increasing Bitcoin dominance all the way up to a staggering 52.4%. Can you guys believe it? Well, if you've been watching this channel and paying attention, then we've been watching this fluctuation, and we've been seeing it creep back up as the money's been exiting the altcoins going into Bitcoin. And as we see here, the market capitalization last we checked in was under $155 or $150 billion. And now we're over $155 billion. So it seems as if there's been an additional $5 billion coming into the total market capitalization of the space. And this has increased our Bitcoin price to $4,900 and just increased a ton of money, over half of all the money in the cryptocurrency space being pumped into Bitcoin, which has a total market capitalization now at almost $81.5 billion. And so what's going on here? So there's a ton of money leaving the altcoins. All the altcoins are getting devastated. I think by now you are probably aware that there's this Bitcoin Gold hard fork, and this Bitcoin Gold hard fork is separate than the Bitcoin SegWit2x hard fork. So the Bitcoin SegWit2x is a bunch of malarkey, and it's just adding confusion, fear, uncertainty, and doubt to the situation. This Bitcoin Gold could have, some value associated with it. Both of these, will have some value associated with them. And so people are just exiting the altcoins, trying to gather as much Bitcoin as they can, which is the exact same strategy we saw leading up into the Bitcoin Cash creation. And what do we have? And so we just have massive loss of market capitalization from all these different altcoins. And if you, I don't know if this is what you're doing, but it just seems as if it's not going to be a winning strategy, because as we saw last time around, it's extremely difficult to be able to time getting in and out of the different exchanges before everybody else who, a lot of these people have computers and they're connected to their Bittrex account with APIs. So it moves as fast as their computer programs can move, right? So if you're expecting this, or if you were expecting this, or if you have extra Bitcoin right now, it might be a good idea to look into these other coins and altcoins, because Litecoin is at 1% of what Bitcoin is at, roughly. And we just have, what seems to be historically deep discounts when we look at some of these really promising endeavors, endeavors such as Ethereum Classic, Omizigo, Cardano, Waves, Steam, super cheap relative to where it's been. EOS I don't recommend, simply because that sale is going to be going on for a while, and I think that price is going to continue to decrease until the crowd sale is over. So yeah, not looking good with that one. But the BAT token, the basic attention token, currently about 19 cents, 20 cents, the Kyber token. A lot of these are going to skyrocket, and I suspect they're going to skyrocket once we, people, maybe like a couple days before the Bitcoin gold fork, we're going to see that. We're going to see that pop in. So the altcoins are just plummeting. Bitcoin is surging. People don't know what's going on. There's this article I'll leave in the show notes for you to take a look at, talking a little bit more about this. But separate to, generally speaking, what people are talking about going on with just the general market dynamics, and also with the SegWit2x, there's a lot of concern about anomalies on Bittrex and anomalies in the Bitcoin market, with major amounts of capital going in to sort of manipulate the market, either directly through Bittrex or coordinated at some sort of level. It's just the speculation that's coming out on the internet. And I don't really want to go a lot into this, but I want you to recognize that there's the potential of market manipulation inside the Bitcoin market, inside the altcoin market, and just to be really, cautious about trading and about, buying and selling, especially if you're already at a loss. The chances are, if you just hold on to your tokens, for the next 6 months or for the next year, everything's going to come back. And with, generally speaking, having good diversification and just sticking with the Bitcoin or just sticking with the top level coins. But if you're buying and selling and trading and jumping in and, constantly taking a loss for your tokens, that's not a winning strategy. So just recognize that there's this manipulation going on. It's been going on for years. But the situation is that with the more technology, with more people starting to pay attention, this is going to be more manipulation, and it could go to such a point where people actually get hurt and people lose a lot of money. And in that process of people losing a lot of money, then that gives them a reason to maybe add a lot more regulation, because that's the pattern that we have seen these things go in the past. Speaking of the SegWit2x, there's a meme that's talking about the overwhelming consensus for the 2x part of the SegWit2x. And when we're talking about overwhelming consensus, on the left here we have the SegWit activation ceremony, which we have since passed. And on the right hand side over here, we have the SegWit2x activation day with the air quotes overwhelming consensus. Funny, right? Funny, not funny. Just the whole point is that there's not a lot of consensus with the SegWit2x. It really seems to be doing the Bitcoin ecosystem a lot of harm. And I'd say overall, even people who have been suspicious of Bitcoin Core seem to be equally suspicious, if not more suspicious, of the SegWit2x and the potential of SegWit2x to really damage Bitcoin moving forward, especially if everyone doesn't get on the same page. And fortunately, something that we have seen is coming out of Bitfinex, and Bitfinex making a decision that as far as Bitcoin goes and the Bitcoin SegWit2x, that the Bitcoin consensus protocol is going to continue to trade as Bitcoin BTC, even if the Bitcoin 2x, possibly known as B2x, has more hashing power from these big miners coming out of, these large mining pools and coming out of China. Even if they're going to be mining the SegWit2x and that has more hashing power, they're still going to call Bitcoin, and they're still going to call Bitcoin BTC, and keep it clearly separate from the Bitcoin SegWit2x, known as potentially the B2X chain or the B2X fork or the B2X version, which will essentially leave B2X in the same road as BCH or BCC, which is just another altcoin of the original dominant Bitcoin protocol. All right, so at this point in the video, I'm going to cut it short and cut this off here, just do some shorter videos and then continue on in the next video. And so I would definitely recommend that you continue watching to the next video to really lead into starting this information where I can show you the story of what's happening, what's happening inside America, what's happening with the regulation of Bitcoin, with the delivery of defining the legal definitions of blockchain delivery, and the Trump administration planning to establish blockchain-based national identity systems. But with that being said, what do you think about what we reviewed in this video in terms of the Bittrex anomalies that may be happening? And what do you think about the SegWit2x and that coming out and adding into the mess as well? Are you going to support SegWit2x versus Bitcoin BTC? And at what point are you going to jump back into the altcoins, if at all, or are you just holding on to Bitcoin, die hard? I'd love to know, what is it that you guys are doing? What is it, your strategy that you guys are up to? And what do you think about this situation where so much money is leaving the altcoin market? And do you think, like I do, where there's going to be this massive rush of money going back into the altcoins in right after this fork or just right before it? So with that being said, let me know what you think in the comments in this video or on Steemit. Please like this video, share your thoughts, and then consider visiting us over at mintingcoins.com and signing up for a subscription over there. Just send me an email, I'll upgrade your account and then make that a free account for you. So with that being said, thanks for showing up, and I'm glad that together we are minting coins.